What is up, people? Dobbsyrules is right here, and welcome to part 2 of my ranking video of Final Fantasy, my favourite to my least. You've already seen from all the way from number 24 all the way up to number 10. Now, let's see what is my number 9 all the way up to my favourite game of all time. Let's have a look. Right, number 9. Final Fantasy V. Now, this is an amazing Final Fantasy game. The story, solid. Very, very solid. The music, solid. The look could have been better. I don't think it's good as Final Fantasy IV. I'm telling you that now. Battling was awesome, and the optional stuff, great. But the main thing about this, why I love this a lot, is because of Bartz and Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was an awesome villain. You get to face him more than once, which is freaking awesome because he was super funny as well. And Bartz was a very good character in my eyes. With the little chocobo, I'm happy. I'm a happy boy when it comes to that. Number 8, Final Fantasy IV, The After Years. Pretty much a sequel of Final Fantasy IV. It was pretty much years, like I said, years after. After you finish Final Fantasy IV, it left with a little bit of a cliffhanger, thinking what the hell happens then. So a lot of people thinking, what the hell was going to happen next? And then all of a sudden, a few years later, PSP released a remaster of Final Fantasy IV with another game. Final Fantasy IV After Years. And when I played it, my god, that story made a lot of sense. A super duper lot of sense. Music was super catchy, and even with that, I even have it as a ringtone on my old phone. Sadly I couldn't transfer it because it's old, so I can't get it back, but it's a big massive bummer. The look, amazing for a PSP game. Super amazing. Super smooth, super good. Classic to the book. Battling, just like the originals, turn-to-turn basing, you can't go wrong. It's a classic, you can't go wrong. Optional stuff. Optional bosses. Holy shit. Holy shit, they really put the pedal to the metal with that. It was super hard, but super fun at the same time. Number 7. Yeah, number 7, Final Fantasy VIII. Now, a lot of people love this game. I'd probably say this would be their number 1. To me, it's definitely not my number 1, because there's one thing and one thing only. Drawing freaking magic. I hate it. I really do. I know that there is ways to abort that, but there's still a lot of grinding to do it either way, like turning monsters into cards and then transforming them into items and then blah, 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 blah. Too much work. I preferred leveling up, getting items, get the magic, grind, level up the magic, and carry on. They made it too freaking complicated and super ridiculously hard because you have to transfer the magic into stats to make them stronger. So you can beat the game at under level, so you make it easier yourself, because if you level up too high, the monsters will be too strong and you will die super quick. So the best way to play Final Fantasy VIII is to be under leveled, but drawing magic to get 100 of every single magic, to put it in your stats, and then become super strong, get the ultimate weapon, and beat the game in a matter of 24 hours. And it has happened. And my god, holy shit. Talk about a long ass game. And yeah, I have beaten it, but I've definitely not beaten all of it. I've not really drawn every single magic spell because it was not worth it, because some of the magic spells were super duper ridiculously hard to get, because the bosses that you had to get it from were super freaking deep. It's super hard, it really is. I know a lot of people beat it super easy, but for me, I find it really hard. Okay. Number 6, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, a heartbreaking game, a very heartbreaking game because of Zack. Don't want to spoil it for you guys, but if you guys are into your Final Fantasy VIIs, you know what happens to Zack. Story was amazing. Either way, it was awesome. Music was good. Could have been better though. The look, definitely like Final Fantasy VII. Really good. Really do love it. Battling, I hated. I really did not like it. Battling bits was alright, but that freaking slot machine crap should not have been on that. I really got annoyed with it super much. The optional stuff, to be honest, I couldn't be bothered with the optional stuff because it was too freaking long and it was too much time consuming for it. All I wanted to know was about the story about Zack, and my god, it paid off. If I went back on it and tried the optional stuff, maybe it'd be a bit higher, but to me, when I was trying to do optional stuff, it was too much time. It was too time consuming, and I really did not enjoy the optional stuff. Number 5, Final Fantasy IX. Now, a lot of people don't like this game because of furries, because furries freak people out. I actually do like this one because I really do like the characters, and plus I freaking love Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. That little cute little guy is super funny, and he's super adorable. I want to squeeze his little cheekies. Oh, he's super cute. And to be honest, I was so unlucky when I went to Japan. I did not pick him up as a plus because he was super expensive. And my god, I wish I did buy it, because I've not seen one ever since. Story was solid, it was good. The music was... It's a classic PS1 soundtrack. It's awesome. If you guys have not heard it, definitely listen to it. The look could have been better now, because I do have the remastered version on the PS4 and on the Xbox One, and even on both ways, they don't look as good. It still looks really, really pixelated and everything. Even though it's in HD, it still looks too pixelated for what it looks like now. But back on the PS1, it was nice for what it looked like back in the day. Optional bosses, now that's another problem. Optional bosses, my god, optional bosses are a freaking pain in the arse. I'm talking about Osmo. You can't go wrong. That boss fight was a pain, and my god, I am super happy I've beaten it. It was super duper hard. And also, as well, for besides optional bosses, there's also optional weapons. Meaning speedrunning it through the game as quick as you can to get yourself the Excalibur 2. Oh my god, how hard it was to get that was insanely difficult. But I tell you what though, I'm a proud man. I finally got it. So, oh yeah, it was an achievement for me to get. So pretty much at the end of the day though, Final Fantasy IX is my number 5. Number 4 is Final Fantasy VI. Now do not shoot me. Don't shoot me, people. I know a lot of you guys love Final Fantasy VI more than Final Fantasy VII and all the rest of them. They say this does not get enough love. It gets a lot of love for me because, my god, Kefka, I think, is the best boss known to man. I am not counting Sephiroth because he has emotions and he's not really a big villain. Even though, yeah, he killed Aerith, but we'll get to that soon. But Kefka was a psychopath. He was a psychopath. He wanted to destroy the world, and my god, he freaking destroyed it. But the one thing that went down for me with it, though, it was because of the optional stuff. That was the only thing that ruined it for me. Did not like the optional stuff. I really didn't. Even getting the secret weapons, the secret bosses were lacking for me, to be honest. It could have been better for the optional stuff, but end of the day, the battle was awesome, the look was amazing, Kefka's were amazing, the story was amazing. What can you go wrong? It's a great game. Definitely give it a go. Number 3, Final Fantasy VII. Now please guys, do not shoot me. For the love of God, don't shoot me. Now though, I have my reasons. First off, I think Final Fantasy VII is underrated. Okay, I just said it. Yeah, it's underrated. And yes, I do agree that Final Fantasy VII Remake should have been the game of the year. Damn right it should have been. First off, fuck you Sony with your freaking Last of Us bullshit. Fuck you Naughty God. Fucking Last of Us Part 2. Oh, don't get me started. Anyhow, back to number 7. The story, flawless, amazing, heartbreaking, warming, quite funny, energetic, revenge. It had all the emotions. Music, pumping, calm, easygoing, quite snazzy and jazzy, and quite anticipated music. Very good. Look, definitely good from the PS4 version, but then when they went ahead and remastered it on the PS4, definitely the PS1 remake on the PS4, oh my god, they could have definitely cleaned it up a little bit more. Yeah, the graphics for the PS1 do not age well for the Final Fantasy VII, but thankfully they made the remake and it way better. Even though it was super quick, I know that because we know that they're going to make another one, we know that. But either way though, yeah, they could have really scrubbed up Final Fantasy VII's old graphics just like they did with Final Fantasy VIII. The look, though, either way, the look was amazing. Don't get me wrong, they looked good for the PS1 and for the PS4 remake, Xbox One remake, whatever you want to choose. Battling was good. Final Fantasy VII's battling from the original, just like the old classic Final Fantasy games, you can't go wrong, it's a classic. But the battling on Final Fantasy VII Remake was really good too. They changed it up a bit. They kept the same battling system like they did with Final Fantasy XV, which I do love. But, yeah. Some people liked it, some people hated it, but either way, I liked it at the end of the day. Now, the one thing though, about the optional stuff, ultimate weapons, can't go wrong. Getting Yuffie, you can't go wrong. Get Vincent Valentine, oh my god, yes. One thing that really disappointed me the most was the freaking Ruby weapon and the Emerald weapon. I hated them. I really did not like them at all. And I know a lot of people are saying you should hate them because they're difficult bosses. No, it's not because they were difficult. It's because they didn't even fit in Final Fantasy VII. They didn't even look like a Final Fantasy VII monster. They looked like something for Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy VIII or even for Final Fantasy V. They didn't even look like they should be in that game. They looked like they literally thought, oh, we need a secret boss. Oh, we've done Leviathan, secret boss, we've done Omega. How about we get two colours? Pick two. Hey, Jeffrey, pick your 2 favourite colours. I don't know, red and green. Oh, what's your favourite gemstones? Ruby and Emerald. Oh, yeah, the Ruby Emerald weapon and the... They really, I think them 2 optional bosses should never been made. They could have made something way better than them 2. They did not look right in my eyes. I really did not like them. So pretty much that's my number 3 though. Number 2 though is Final Fantasy XIII. Now another game that a lot of people hate but I freaking love. Story, I loved it. I really did. The music, oh my god. I've got a whole CD of it in my car and even on my vinyl record. I have it on vinyl. And the look for a PS3 game, just amazing. Super smooth, super looking. Oh my god, the characters, models were amazing looking too. Literally had all the face expressions that they needed. The battling, I loved the battling. Now, a lot of people may say though, the battling system bit was so bad. Main reason is because of... because your main leader, whether it's Lightning or anything like that, if that one dies, it's game over. I like that. That means because you have to protect her for all your life. Sacrifice your other 2 members to keep her alive. I like that because it was more strategic and more time consuming for a fight. Optional bosses, I like them. The big massive elephant creature, I don't remember its name, I do apologise. And the Lyses, really do like them. The ultimate weapons could have been better. I think that's the main reason why it's not number 1. But now for number 1. Number 1 is Final Fantasy X, and again, a lot of people hate this game, but I fucking love this game. Main reason, I love Tidus, I love Yuna, I love Lulu, I love Kamari, I love Auron, I love Wakka, I love Riku. You can't go wrong with them. They're just an amazing bunch of party members that you would want to know for sure. And their stories were great. The music I love. The freaking kissing scene with Tidus and Yuna, that music was so perfect. Yeah, I changed it to Kiss from a Rose, but I digress. The look though was amazing. Cinematics were awesome. The battling looking was awesome. The cinematics of the cutscenes and everything when they were all talking was awesome. Ending credits were awesome, all that lot. Battling, I liked it a lot. It was like the classic Final Fantasy games from the past, but way more better. Optional stuff, amazing. You have the Celestial weapons, aka the ultimate weapons. You have Blitzball, which I don't really play, but I had to get Wakka's ultimate weapon. You have the Dark Aeons. You have Penance. You have the optional Aeons to obtain. You have the optional monster battle room to do. You have the optional fights against a dead summoner to get the ultimate summon. It's amazing. There was so much stuff to do in that game. I think way more than any of the others in my eyes. But pretty much that's all I have really much time for today, people, because really it's been a long episode and I'll probably have to cut it in half. Probably I have because this is part 2. So with that being said though, people, what is your favourite Final Fantasy game? Is it number 1? Is it number 2? Is it 10? What is your favourite Final Fantasy game as the numbers? And tell me what is your least favourite. If you guys haven't done it yet, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and make sure you hit the bell icon to get yourself notified when we're uploading and live streaming. With that being said, the people I'm still going to see you guys for subscribing, and I'll see you guys for another ranking video. Cheerio!